Today we're going to be talking about the implications of killing Father immediately in Fallout 4 and the effect it has on the story. There are also some secret dialogue options I want to show you guys as well. What's up guys, my name is ESO and let's start from the point where we actually enter the Institute for the first time and Father introduces himself, and then we'll discuss the various options after.
I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator. I can only imagine what you've heard. What you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished, but for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Is that really you?
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your dad.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Yes.
What's going on?
It's me.
Father?
Your dad.
Father!
I'm here, Sean.
I don't know you.
It'll be okay,
Go away.
Sean. I'm
Father!
here now.
Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Please, Sean. I'm your father. Talk to me. Just open the door.
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean.
Whoever or whatever you are, I know you are out there.
Now depending how we kill Father and if Synth Sean actually witnesses the murder, the whole Institute will turn hostile to you and attempt to track you down and kill you. If however they do not witness the murder, you will be free to leave unattacked. Now before I explain how the game unfolds from this point, let me also show you what happens if we choose to first speak to Father, but deny everything he has to say about being our son, and react in a hostile way to absolutely everything, because in the end they do lead to the same storyline progression.
Father, help me!
Sean.
S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
I could kill you. Right here. Right now.
Yes. Yes, you could. And I would be powerless to stop you.
I want answers, asshole. Now.
Under the circumstances, I will forgive your vulgarity, but I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been It's good to finally meet you. After all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
Bullshit.
Is it? After all the things you've seen and experienced in the Commonwealth? Think about it. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
They stole you. Kidnapped you. Wasn't right.
Right, wrong, irrelevant. It was necessary. The Institute believed humanity's future depended on it. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Yeah, you lost me. I don't see the point of any of this.
You don't see the connection. Let me try to explain. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics, used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
I don't believe you. There's no way any of this is true.
I wish there was something to say. I know this isn't what you wanted, but it's the only truth I can offer you.
You're lying. I know it.
Why would I lie? What would I have to gain from it? I assure you, this is the truth. I've shown you my trust. Your weapons haven't been confiscated, and I stand unarmed before you. Please, let's just talk.
I want out of this place. Now.
I had certainly hoped we could work together. But every man must make his own decisions. If you choose to leave, I cannot force you to... Understand, though, that I cannot allow you to remain within the Institute. You may have safe passage back to the relay, where you will be sent back to the surface. But from that point, you must be considered hostile. I am sorry. I must think first of the safety of the Institute. And in the cruel world that has developed, those who are not with us are against us. The elevator will return you to the relay.
Even after the conversation, you can choose to kill him again, and it actually changes which secret dialogue we get after this scene. But ultimately, we've skipped the Institute's quest line and all further interactions with them. Now, before I tell you what you may want to consider doing before actually leaving the Institute completely, let me first explain what happens to the storyline. Because in order to continue from this point, we must now retrace our steps all the way back up the elevators and then head back to the relay room where we first arrived. There are going to be quite a few synths on the way back barring our retreat, unless Synth Sean did not witness you killing Father. Once we do reach the relay room though, we need to put the network holotape into the terminal and begin the scan. Only after the scan is complete will you be able to activate the red button to your right in order to initiate the emergency relay, which will allow you to escape the Institute. Now, if you did kill any named Institute scientists on the way out, but still decided to spare Father, you will get this secret piece of dialogue.
Did you think we would not see what you have done? Did you think I wouldn't know you've betrayed me? After all I've done, the lengths to which I've gone to give you a new home, a new life, for us to be a family. But you have made your choice. From this point on, you are an enemy of the Institute. Should you cross us, we will kill you. Go now, and live whatever meaningless life you can.
If you did kill Father, however, you will instead get this.
You killed him! How could you do that? He was your son! You'd better run, because if we find you, we're gonna kill you! You hear me? You're dead!
Now we will get teleported to the CIT ruins, and just so you know, the one-time teleporter we originally created to enter the Institute is now in ruins, meaning that we can never re-enter the Institute again. But what effect does this have on the story? Well, since the Railroad required us to infiltrate the Institute and free all the synths, which is of course now impossible, you can no longer complete the game with the Railroad, and instead we must side with either the Minutemen or the Brotherhood of Steel to finish the game. In fact, if we report back to Desdemona at the Railroad HQ and inform her of our failure, she'll have this to say.
Bad news. They kicked me out of the Institute. I can't get back in.
Well, thank God you're still alive. Listen, I don't need the details. We were asking the impossible. At this point, we're done. Our only chance to do anything in the Institute was contacting Patriot.
So we hit a snag and you're giving up?
No one has ever made it to the Institute uninvited before. Ever. And even if we could get in, without help, the Railroad simply doesn't have the numbers to do anything to the Institute. To forcibly free the synths in the Institute, you need an army. And there's only one army that's ever beat the Institute. The Minutemen. Unfortunately, they're long gone now. Last I heard, there was a remnant of them holed up near Concord, a place called Sanctuary. It's not much to go on, but unfortunately, that's our only hope.
So whether you choose to kill Father or not, this is the final time you will have access to the Institute. So you may want to grab a few things before you actually leave or make a decision on what to do. Firstly, the unique legendary weapon Experiment 18A, which we can buy from the Institute's arms shop. It's a unique automatic plasma rifle with a 25% faster fire rate and a 15% faster reload speed. It's really just a collectible, it's not actually very good, and it's only effective at short to medium range. But I also recommend going and getting the synth relay grades from Advanced Systems. You'll find them just here on the table. Basically, whenever you throw one of these grenades, they will spawn a synth, which is pretty much hostile to everything but you, so do take care about using them in your own settlement. But finally, we have the experimental serum from the FEV lab, which is accessed through bioscience. The experimental serum is needed for Virgil to turn him into a human again. Now, if you actually complete his quest line, he will give you his unique laser gun. It's basically an Institute laser rifle, which does 50% more damage to super mutants. Again, it's not amazing, but it is a collectible. And that is everything you should grab before leaving. Now, I really like doing videos like this for you guys because it allows me to show off some of the harsher decisions in the game and the impact they have on the campaign, which you may not necessarily be bold enough to pick yourself. If you guys want to see more of these extreme options in Fallout 4, check out my playlist linked below. I also have a playlist for Skyrim as well. And if you really enjoy my content and you want to go the extra mile to support me, check out my Patreon rewards below. If you guys support me on Patreon, you can actually get 2 weeks early access to my videos. Not just from this channel, but from my other channel as well. I seriously wouldn't be able to keep this channel going without your guys' support. So thank you so much, and if you haven't already, subscribe and press the bell icon, and then YouTube will let you know when the next Fallout 4 video is released. Thanks for all the support on this video, and I will see you in the next one.